The thing that's absolutely hilarious about the LeBrons and Rich Pauls of the world and others is that periodically they will pick and choose. They will have you thinking that they're as insignificant as the water boy, okay? Instead of recognizing he's LeBron James. Of course, he's got something to do with it. Now, did he sit up there and act belligerent or insubordinate? Absolutely not. Was he failing to be supportive of the Lakers organization? Absolutely not. But make no mistake about it, when you talk about Luke Walton and the inevitable reality of his departure, at least prior to last night, well, then who were we talking about succeeding him? It was two names that came to mind, everybody. It was Ty Lue or it was Mark Jackson. We all know Ty Lue's history with LeBron James. Rich Paul once represented Mark Jackson. Magic Johnson definitely was interested in one of those two guys for the job, as he should be, by the way, because as much as I like Luke Walton, and I think he was screwed over with the roster that he had, make no mistake about it, I do like the thought of Ty Lue or Mark Jackson coaching this team if Luke Walton was gone, and I'm not advocating that he be fired. Having said all of that, those names are mentioned, and LeBron has nothing to do with that. LeBron James, the basketball savant, the three-time champion, the four-time league MVP, the guy universally recognized as the greatest player in the world. Oh, he's just an innocent bystander as all of this stuff is going on. I suppose that meeting Saturday with him, Rich Paul, Magic, Jeanie, Pelinka, that didn't happen either, huh? I suppose that didn't happen. Let's stop the nonsense here. The fact of the matter is that he had his hands in the cookie jar because he's the leader. 1 minute you're talking about LeBron James, you listen to him, he's saying he's the leader. You know, these are my guys. He doesn't say we, he says my guys. I have to lead this team. My guys, I got to get them blah, 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 blah. Excuse me, how are you innocent and completely oblivious to what's going on? So you may not have known that Magic Johnson was going to announce this yesterday. But Magic Johnson had a meeting spanning about 2 or 3 hours with Jeanie Buss, from what I was told the day before, or Monday that is. Saturday, I was told LeBron James and Chris Paul met with them. What the hell were they talking about? Who's going to make some cookies and milk? What the hell is this? Of course they had something to do with it. Of course they had some kind of impact. That doesn't mean he sat up there and said, Magic Johnson, get the hell out or get the coach out or whatever. I'm not accusing them of that. I'm just saying they weren't innocent bystanders as insignificant as the water boy. Let's stop that.
Of course, LeBron had something to do with this because LeBron, like Magic once upon a time, doesn't want to be seen as a coach killer, but in this case is one. And that's not a negative thing necessarily. It does not mean the guy is undermining the coach. It means a superstar on that level, a team carrier on that level, needs the right coach. That needs to be the right match. Not just a good coach, but the right coach. And if Luke Walton's not the right coach for LeBron, you got to go out and find one that is. So yes, LeBron had something to do with this, in spite of what his people will say about, no, it's not. Of course he has something to do with it. However, that is not the main story here, because Magic also wanted to get rid of Luke, right? So if LeBron does and Magic does, why did Magic quit and Luke is still there? And Pelinka is still there. And if Magic is really talking about Pelinka in terms of the backstabbing and stuff, because he seemed to go at Pelinka at his impromptu press conference, the question is, what is the power behind Pelinka? And it seems to me, Kobe Bryant. This is a perfect sports story, soap opera. You have the 3 greatest non-center Lakers in modern Lakers history, right? Magic, Kobe, and LeBron. And they're all involved in this somehow. And the reason I bring it up and kind of take a step back and look at the scope of this is the big story here. More than just, did LeBron have something to do with it? Yeah, sure. The big story here is Jeanie Buss. Listen to the way Magic was just talking when we played that clip. He's talking about she's like a sister. Why did you do it this way without calling her? Because she would have talked me out of it. We both would have cried, and I would have felt guilty. Jeanie Buss sees the Lakers as her family. This is a family business. It's a mom and pop business. And Pop is gone, and the daughter took over the family business. The reason that Jim Buss lasted so long is because that's literally her brother. And who helped her fire Jim Buss? And, you know, who did she lean on to talk to? Kobe Bryant, because that's part of her Lakers family. It's the reason he got the extension when he was all washed up. And why can't Magic talk to Jeanie ahead of time? Because it's like his sister. And I'm telling you all of this stuff. And now LeBron is entering the Lakers family. Comes down to, at this point, Jeanie Buss. She has to figure out a way to make her Lakers family work. Not just behind the scenes, although it starts there, but the product on the court. That's what this is really all about.
I think I need to come to LeBron James' defense on this one. This is not what he signed up for.
Right.
Put it this way. If Magic Johnson had not been a part of recruiting LeBron James to L.A., I don't think he ever would have became a Los Angeles Laker.
Never.
I need to shoot down a couple of low-hanging fruit theories I'm kind of hearing thrown around once Magic stepped down. One, a former great player can be a terrific general manager. Look at Jerry West. Number two, a guy that doesn't have experience in a front office that's a former agent can have success. Look at Golden State at Bob Myers. So a lot of sweeping statements about what it takes to get done are going to happen because, as both of you guys mentioned, these are like iconic figures that we're discussing in this situation. But take Magic's quotes for what they were. He talked about letting down Jeanie. He also talked about letting down Laker Nation. And he also mentioned wanting to be Magic again. What does that mean? It means that as one of the all-time great players, a philanthropist, a businessman, an engaging smile, I can't continue to live my best life as Magic because I still got to deal with the responsibilities of Irvin. And all of the fans are unhappy. Just think about people are actually booing Magic Johnson based on the fact that the Lakers haven't been to the playoffs the 3 years that he's been presiding over them and 6 years overall.